Family, one of the most influential names in politics, the so-called American dynasty, their notoriety still capturing headlines and the attention of millions. And RFK Jr., the son of Bobby Kennedy and JFK's nephew, is carving his own political path as a third-party candidate. So let's bring in NewsNation legal and political contributor A. Scott Bolden. Scott, so great to see you again. You know, historically, we've seen third-party candidates make a dent in the two-party system, but do you think we're at a point where it could really happen again in a significant way?
Well, not at this point in the election. I mean, RFK Jr. is not on many state ballots for the presidency. One of the reasons he's announcing his vice president nominee, who doesn't bring a lot to the ticket, but it does allow him to list her, if it is Shannon, list her in getting on the ballot in about 30 plus states, maybe 35 plus states. So right now he's not making a dent. He's about 9 to 10%. It's still an open question. I've seen a lot of polling that his candidacy pulls from Donald Trump, his candidacy pulls from Biden. We know he's going to pull from both of them who are anti-vaxxers, because part of his appeal is that he's an anti-vaxxer and has a lot of conspiracy theorists. I tend to think he's going to pull from the Republicans more than the Democrats, but I've seen polling on both sides, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll certainly have to see. We know when it comes to these third-party candidates, he is certainly getting the most attention. Do we know, first let's focus on what he is doing right to start to pull these voters.
Well, he's getting media attention, for one thing. He's got an incredible name, ironically, on the Democratic side, not the Republican side, but he is not an unknown quantity. At the same time, he's getting in about 9 to 10%, so he's getting the media, and he's getting media coverage in regard to naming a vice presidential candidate when he's only on the ballot in one state, and that's Utah. And so he's got the name recognition. The issue is, can he connect to the voters? Can he pull enough voters to get up to 30 or 40% that may be enough for him to win the race? I doubt it. Most pundits doubt it. And the polling doesn't say he's going to move more than 9 or 10%. The question is, where does he pull from? And in what states, especially battleground states, can he pull enough to change the election in certain battleground states like Pennsylvania or Michigan?
And, you do say he is obviously getting the media attention. We're taking a live look there in Oakland. Do you think his choice of VP, particularly if it is Nicole Shanahan, will sway more voters?
I don't think so. I mean, she's a politically unknown. She certainly brings money to the table. She invested $4 million in the Super Bowl ad for him. She certainly has relationships in the tech community. She can invest her own money in this race, much like RFK Jr. can, because they're not looking for public funding. And so there's a financial source there that helps him. I don't know whether she brings a constituency with her in some part of the country or not, but she's an anti-vaxxer, as I understand it, and they're looking for that anti-vaxxer vote, the conspiracy vote. He needs to also consider whether to be a libertarian candidate. He's got to be a nominee of theirs, but he's at odds with them because he supports the Israel-Hamas war, and certainly libertarians have an anti-war stance historically in their platform. And so it'll be interesting to see what he does after naming this vice presidential candidate, not necessarily the vice presidential candidate he names.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see if he is, in fact, able to get on the ballot in more states. All right, Scott Bolden, thank you so much for your expertise.
Thank you.